Today, I'm going to introduce you to the #1 shameless scammer in the Mlbb community that I have ever encountered. I would just say it's actually the most shameless person. The most interesting thing about the scammer is not only is person scammed, but she was educating me on how horrible a person of me being scammed, which is pretty interesting. You see how this entire thing went down, guys. I got some receipt, so let's dive in. Now, disclaimer, prior to this conversation with this person, I barely know this person. To be honest, I don't know this person almost at all, right? The only thing I knew before this conversation, which I cannot find anymore because she blocked me after scamming me. Before this whole conversation, she sent me a request to help her find a team in MWI so she can compete in it. This happened before MWI, right? And then me, being the community passionate, obviously helped her, introduce her to some teams, right? And also to some players, which I don't regret because at the time, that's based on the information I have. But after this whole incident went down, obviously I want to inform my friends so they don't get scammed. And this is a great video. Great opportunity to do that. So more people will get to know who the scammer is. So the lesson to be learned is don't get scammed and don't scam people. And by the way, if you happen to know this person, that's great. So check this out, guys. The person that we're talking about is a person called, goes by No Kizzy on Discord. I do not know her real name. I do have an email address that she sent me so I can send her money, right? So we have that email address, which I think is also attached to an app that might have her real information called DoorDash. So maybe I should report to the police and then report that email address with the DoorDash information, or maybe just report to DoorDash about this person being a scammer and ask for the real identity and report to the police. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comment section after you listen to the whole story. So stick to the very end so you see what a scammer in Mlbb looks like. Without further ado, we had some previous conversation about her joining a team, and all of a sudden, on April 27th of this year, she approached me, which as you can see on the calendar, is listed on the top right corner, which is the Monday. Oh, actually it's a Sunday, right? She said, I was raised by my grandparents. My grandpa passed away, blah, blah, blah. Currently I'm in Oklahoma, out of Tulsa. It's hard time, people are struggling food-wise because of tariff with Trump. Imagine blaming Trump for food, for people not having food. So far, there hasn't been anyone that I know or friends I know that their friends that they know that they have told me or told them that anyone's struggling, right? The tariff, I think, is gonna have an impact, but probably hasn't arrived in America yet. Anyways, most churches and food pantries are dried up. I have no family in this state, and any family I do have can't help at the moment. Yes, my college could help if I was attending in person, but that's in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm currently in the online portion, and I'm a part-time bank teller. That's why I'm not asking for money. I don't need it, just a gift card for food that I can order. Now, there's also another previous to this paragraph, another screenshot I don't have anymore. She was asking for $50 in a gift card on her DoorDash app, which raised a lot of questions. And I asked, let's continue, right? She sent me this highlight, by the way, of her TikTok. Now, you know me, well, you probably don't, right? For most people, but for the people who do know me, especially in North America community, who watch, who are in the competitive community, who know some people who play in the competitive community, you probably heard of Dave has been telling everybody to do content. If you're competing in NACT, in any international tournaments, especially the BDK boys, right? Whoever who went to the Worlds, I've been telling almost everybody more than many different times, different occasions, do content, leverage your platform, make something for yourself, right? Make some content. So when I see somebody making content like this, I'm automatically happy. Now, this is a short that I can no longer access because I don't save this type of videos or whatnot, right? But I think this is her face showing this like a snippet, right, of Discord. But it's an Mlbb highlight. And then it's because this aligns with her profile picture, so I assumed it's her face. But everything can be AI and fake nowadays, so I can't verify if this is her face. If you know this person in real life, just be advised, okay? This is a different color of your quote-unquote friend. Anyways, so I replied this nice highlight. And then she replied some random BS. Salon jungle, condos, fanny jungle, surprisingly, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter, don't care. And I said, okay, Now I respond to the real question. Does it cost a lot of money to get DoorDash? Like, are you close by a grocery store? Now, for those who didn't live in the States, delivery is not like Philippines or Indonesia or Asia, anywhere in Asia, right? When I was in China, Philippines, or any other countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, delivery by Grab or whatnot are cheap, right? Like they're super affordable. If you work anywhere, you can literally get deliveries. Cost like $0.01, right? Like a $0.50, 50 cents, 10 cents sometimes. It's extremely cheap. But delivery in the States, just give you some idea. I can order a coffee 5 minutes down the road if I drive from a coffee shop, right? 5 minutes down the road. And if the coffee costs $5, sometimes the delivery fee might be $10 to $15. Depends on where you live and then the timing. Basically, is there gonna be a lot of traffic during that time? It's really expensive. So it's a legitimate question, but sometimes it can be cheap, right? I remember like Cici telling me, because Cici also uses DoorDash, sometimes you get deals and then you get like quite a bit of discount. So I don't know exactly how much it costs. I know in general, it's pretty expensive. Now, this is how she responded. I said, doesn't it cost a lot of money to get DoorDash? She said, I have Dash Pass, so the fees are non-existent. No, and also I asked, are you close by any grocery store? Because if you ask for food, and I'm happy to help, especially this person initially gave me an impression of a genuine person in the community who are looking to join a team and competing for MWI. And all those qualities adds together and give me, or actually blinded me, right? Because I in large give a favorable, I would say, opinion about the people in my NA community or in the competitive community in general. However, this just happened to be a scammer. Anyways, she said, I gotta save gas, have to get back and forced to work. And according to her, DoorDash doesn't cost her any money because she has the Dash Pass or whatnot, right? So I see, okay. And then also, previous to this conversation, which I also didn't screenshot, and the reason why I have this screenshot, by the way, because I eventually sent a screenshot to her teammates, and this was a while back, and I find the screenshot from the conversation I had with her teammate, but I don't have the screenshot, I don't have the conversation with her anymore because she blocked me, so I can't find that conversation anymore. Anyways, so I said, you will be able to pay back this upcoming Friday, and she said she will pay back on Friday because that's when she get her check. And then this is what I said. I said, I can send you the support you need on the condition you pay back this Friday. She said, I get paid every Friday and my checks normally hit around 2 p.m. I agree to the terms. You have my word. That's her exact words in this conversation. You have my word. Now, for those who don't really understand English, you have my word means I got you, right? Like we are gonna pay on time. Like I'm gonna get this shit done no matter how difficult it is. You have my word, right? It's literally like one of the most trustworthy words you can give to another person, right? Okay, well, if you say it like that, okay, now you need money for food and you're in my community, sure, I don't mind helping out. So I sent her the $50 she needed. She gave me her email for the DoorDash and I said, sent, can you check? And then she said, I got it, thank you. And all I responded was, all right, good luck. Now, what day is it? It's April 27th. That's when I loan her the money. The first day shown on this calendar. This is a May calendar, but it's continuation from April. It just so happens to start from, April 27th, which is perfect. So April 27th, the first day on this calendar is when she asked for the money, right? And I gave it to her, right? And then she's on May 2nd, which is a Friday, the whole week, I had no conversation. I don't know this person, like I said, I don't really care. Somebody asked me for $50 for food. If they ask me $50 and can't pay it back, and if I have solid evidence that this person actually needs help, we have donated more money than, loaning the money to the scammer, right? So like, if they ask for money and not ask for it back, I would just like not worry about it. So you can see on May 2nd, she contacted me first and she said, yo, Dave, my payday is Monday. So what? I don't know what changed, right? Because she's a bank teller and then bank doesn't delay payment. I think that might be illegal in the States to delay payment, right? Union might get on your ass if you delay payment. Anyways, my payday is Monday, but I have direct deposit. So I normally get paid Fridays. Unfortunately, my check isn't going to hit till Monday. Just keep you updated. If you want to send me your Cash App, I will send you back Monday. Now, this all look genuine, even though it doesn't look realistic to me, because Cici happened to work in the bank before, and then she happened to work, in a major corporation right now. And I have a lot of friends who work in major corporation right now, and I kind of know how corporations work in the States, right? don't delay payments, especially for contractors who need the money desperately. Anyways, she said it will hit between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Just slide me your Cash App and I'll send you ASAP on Monday morning. I ate the last of my food last night. I just have Saturday and Sunday to go. Then I get paid Monday. Could you send $25 if possible? The same way. I will send you $75 total back on Monday if you can. Now, do understand this, right? She is going to pay me back. From my understanding, this is on May 2nd. It's Friday. She's going to pay me back Monday. She already told me she's going to get paid Monday now instead of Friday. And based on the previous conversation, she needs money for food. And I'm giving her money directly through DoorDash, which is, in my opinion, is food. But, according to a lot of my friends, they said money's money. That can be used in many different ways, which I didn't really, think too much about. It's probably my fault for omitting that. But I just gave her $75 in cash through DoorDash. Right, let's put it that way. So I responded, and she said, can you send me $25 more? And she sent a bunch of other BS, right? I'm also really good at editing and making emails. So if you need any help, and she sent me some emails. I don't know if this is hers. Don't care, right? Because I don't need help with emails. I'm not streaming. Example of emails I made over YouTube and Twitch. Sure. And then she tagged me, right? Because I didn't see it. We're busy. I said, when I saw the message, I said, sounds good. This is like an hour later. Can you pay back through Venmo? And immediately after this, I sent her $25 extra, which amounts to $75 now, right? And I said, can you send back through Venmo, not Cash App, because we don't have it? Or Zelle. And she said, I can do Venmo. I said, Venmo is fine. I will send you my Venmo info on Monday. I don't even bother her until Monday, right? According to her dates, because this doesn't really change or affect my lifestyle whatsoever. But if she asks for it, I'll send her the information on Monday. I didn't even send her information then because I wasn't in a rush, Anyways, May 4th come about, which is Sunday, right before the Monday she's supposed to pay back. The same story happened again. She came to me and said, I'm in a big cab in Oklahoma driving back to blah, 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 Oklahoma, about 59 miles roughly. I'm on the side of the highway, was a flat, and my dumbass cousin took my spare out. I wouldn't, by the way, cuss at my cousin, right? For no reason. I don't know your cousin. Why do you, blame other people? I don't know them. Took my spare out a while back. To get towed back is $70 plus 3 per mile. 359 is 177 plus 70 is 250, right? I know I'm asking a lot, but otherwise it would be stranded on the side of the highway overnight. My check is normally around 10 a.m., so I can pay you back in full. The catch is even if you agree to send it, it would have go to my aunt's Cash App because I'm using her Cash App card at the moment. This is very, very interesting because clearly she has access to a mobile device and she has access to means to pay back money. Right? Because apparently I can send money to some Cash App, which by the way is on a mobile device. And if she want to pay me back through Cash App, it's also on a mobile device. I think you can pay through Cash App on the computer, but why do I mention this? Because she later on claimed she wouldn't pay me back because she only sent money from her personal computer at the so-called home she has. Unless she's home, she does not have access to any financial institutions. She does not have access to any money. And do also mind you that this person says she works as a bank teller, which is quite interesting that you have access to Discord and you said you use Cash App, but you don't have way to pay back through mobile. But we'll get into that. After seeing this, everything start going off. Okay, this is a scam. This is a scam alert, right? $75 gone in the waters. All I said is, I can no longer help you. Good luck, Kizzy. Please return $75 to this account by tomorrow, right? Which is agreed upon time because she approached me first on May 4th, right? I don't really hassle her or talk to her before any of the time she told me. She said, all of a sudden she responded, I no longer require assistance. A friend helped me out. End of Sunday, I said I would, and I will. Okay, what a promising person, no? And I just responded as trust, because again, this is not on top of my mind. It barely bothers me. I don't even remember, I don't remember. Okay, so let's, she said thanks again. Cool. Next conversation. On May 6th. Now, when is May 6th, you might ask? Look at the calendar. May 6th is a Tuesday. Yeah, she missed the deadline. She set it for herself, which is a Monday. Why does she miss the deadline? I don't know. Again, this is not on top of my head. But on Tuesday though, I did tell the story to Cece. So I did get reminded, oh, by the way, somebody still owes you money. So I sent, I came to this No Kizzy person. And then I said, yo, hi Kizzy, any update on this? I'm at work. Again, I fail to see any connection between I am at work, and paying somebody back on time. Why couldn't you back the night before? Where were you last night? Where were you Monday night, right? If you're at work Tuesday, I can understand that. But what about Monday night when you promised to pay it back? Okay. I did respond, all right, let me know. Let me know when you push it today. Don't believe it will take you more than 2 minutes because she asked for Cash App before and I said Venmo and she agreed on Venmo. All of those are apps. Again, I think you can do it through computer, through the internet, but most people don't, right? That I know, because this whole thing we have done it many different times. We have sent out prizes, we have bought a lot of things, gift cards for many different people, or they don't want a gift card, they want to convert that into money. We have done that. Venmo, Cash App, we actually have all of them. I just prefer Venmo. All of those took literally 2 minutes. You input like a email they have or whatever information, you send the money you want, and the money gets sent. They get it immediately. That's how fast it is to transact money in the States. It's really convenient. And her response is, I do online transactions on my computer. I've been at work since 8 a.m., which I don't care. When I get home, I'll take care of it. Okay, this is 3:24 p.m. Again, I went to work, didn't really see it, right? So when I came back, all I responded is, hey Kizzy, just want to remind you one last time of this, because I was pretty sure at the time I was getting scammed. But there's a difference between like giving somebody money out of charity and then getting scammed. It's just a different feeling. Both me and Cece don't like getting scammed, right? We hate getting scammed. Like we have donated a lot of cash, but if we donate cash, that's fine, right? You feel good in your conscience. But getting scammed is a completely different story. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I hate getting scammed. So I said, hey Kizzy, just want to remind you, by the way, this is May 8th. So I didn't respond, right? Because she said, when I get home, I will take care of it. Most people see that sentence, it means like, I'm gonna get paid tonight, right? Finally, right? So we can get over this and forget about this person. Because I already know she's untrustworthy. At this point, she has zero trust with me, right? Zero rapport. This person is literally a garbage to me, right? She's already horrible. I'm done dealing with this person, which remind me of a male version of special somebody in this community. Anyways, I'm not gonna name names. May 8th, which is 2 days after that. This is Thursday of May, second Thursday of May, right? This is 1 week later than when she first promised to pay it back. I sent a message. I said, yo, Casey, just want to remind you one last time for this because she seemed to forgot. So regardless of reasons, I have little respect for people who didn't follow through with their words. You are currently 3 days behind on your words, and a person's word is their virtue. That's all I said, right? Because at this point, the money's gone, But I feel bad I'm getting scammed. So I want to send some, words or two, kind words to her. Maybe she should scam less people in the future. This is how she responded. Yes, I'm aware my phone was off a bit. All of this is BS, by the way. Your phone is off for days. Yes, 100%, right? 100%. Yes, but you somehow respond to Discord message on command. Where do you access to that? Maybe a computer? Since you don't have phone. Okay. Had family issues going on. As soon as I'm home, I will take care of it. Now, I don't know when that is. I really don't know. This is like every single trait of a scammer. They give you this broad, really broad, like nonsense, right? When I'm home, I'll take care of it. When are you home? Why is there no specific timeline? Okay, even because there was specific timeline in the beginning and you didn't follow through many different times. And now, instead of giving a timeline, she just went, when I'm home, I'll pay for it. Again, I cannot possibly associate why do you have to go home in order to pay somebody back? You really don't need that. By the way, a lot of the people that we work with in other regions, a lot of the finances that we send doesn't go through computers. It goes through mobile apps. There are a lot of different ways that you can send money internationally or domestically in the United States or North America in general. It's all on mobile apps. And she clearly has a smartphone that can get access to Discord, right? And her phone is clearly not off. But let's just say my phone was off a bit. I have family issues. I will be home tomorrow afternoon. I'll add you before sending. Okay, this is another time she promised send it back by May 9th, right? By May 9th. Also, I would build a golden stat, blah, blah. She started giving me Hanzo advice, which is great. I just love Hanzo advice, you know. I love discussing about Hanzo. So perfect. Piquing my interest. Continue making me relax. Forget about the fact that, you know, you owe me money. Great. Okay. Also, in the perfect world, this is when it gets interesting. I'm sure everything pans out like it's planned, but I have personal shit going on, bro. I apologize for the few days, but IRL family comes first. Wow, what a philosopher. What a philosopher, bro. Like every time I see that, I just laugh about it because it's so funny. Imagine getting educated on how horrible you are of a person for asking your money back, for interfering with somebody else IRL family, right?
How dare you ask me for money back? Don't you know I have a family? Don't you know my family comes first?
I'm such a horrible person for asking for money back. Anyways, and I just responded, I appreciate your prioritize your family, but should it be at the cost of others' goodwill and trust? Anyways, right? Because I'm so done talking to this person. I just want to send a few words in, you know, and let it go. Anyways, I mean, this anyways is one of those like, anyways, don't care, don't worry about it anymore. I don't care, right? I just don't want to be educated. You're a scammer. You're clearly a non-trustworthy person. She responded, you don't have to harm me. I apologize for you having to wait a few days. I had circumstances that had me away from home. I only do business transaction from my desktop for safety. So once again, I'll add you. This is what I mentioned, why, you know, her excuse for not paying me back. Because she can only do business. I think this is a huge business, right? She can only do business on her desktop for safety reasons. So once again, I will add you tomorrow. I respond is, I don't want to argue. The fact of the matter is, I send you money out of support for my community and upon your request. Just send it back as you promised. This is basically, I'm done, right? Send it back, don't send it back, I'm done. Okay, and she responded, I'm currently still at my family's house, so whenever we leave, I am home, I will send. This is super broad, by the way. This is a typical example of someone who's extremely resembles a scammer, who is a scammer, right? Let's put it that way. When I'm home, I will send. I don't know where this home is, this so-called home. I don't know whether she has a home, but the point is, when are you going home? Weren't you home like the previous Friday? Weren't you home the previous weekend? Weren't you home the previous Monday, right? When you finished working, you said, I'm gonna pay you when I get home, right? Work started at 8 a.m. What do you do after you finish work? Don't normal people go home? Where this home of yours? That immediately after work, you don't need a shower, you don't need to change of clothes. You go somewhere else. I'm not going home, you know, right? Let me just take the same clothes I have, the same underwear, dirty underwear. Mind you, this is supposed to be a female, right? Because she's an MWI. So I think girls are usually have higher hygiene than boys, but I don't know. There are a few girls I know who just who live like a pig, so who knows? Anyways, this is apparently one of that person, right? Because she clearly doesn't go home after work. She doesn't have to change clothes, right? She just go to somewhere else and go back to work the next day or go to school. Who knows? So on May 10th, again, look at the timeline, right? This is May 9th, and she already said, I'm gonna pay you tomorrow, which is on May 8th, which means she was supposed to pay me May 9th. That's like whole week after she promised, 2 weeks after I loan her money. It's plenty of time already to do a 2-minute transaction you can do on your phone or on your so-called personal computer at home, right? But this is May 10th, okay? It's 1 day after, again, so-called a promised deadline. I said, should I tell your teammates about the situation and see what they think about it? Because this is when I knew we were telling all the MWI players, and I saw this no kizzy person register. I was like, oh, that rings the bell. and just so you know, why do we have that information? Because the vendor to do this tournament we're required by the company, by the client, to collect the information and have it evaluated and find the person, the people, to make sure, to verify all the players are qualified to play MWI. Let's say if a team doesn't have enough people by the rule to register, then they're not allowed to play. Let's say if a team, because they have to travel, we had the scenario where in a certain tournament, a team won the tournament but couldn't go to MSC because they don't have enough players who can go. And that had a huge drama around it, right? So to make sure this doesn't happen, we were doing our due diligence to making sure that there's no blind spot. Every single player's information is verified, and we do not keep this information. It's useless to me. There's literally 0 point to use this information other than required work, which is verifying whether this player can travel, if this person is who she says she is, or who he says he is in NACT or whatnot. But that's how we have certain information, especially when people sign up for the tournament. Okay, that's the background, right? So I saw this person register, and then I just came to, I see this no kizzy person, like, oh, this scammer is in this tournament. Now, I wouldn't disqualify somebody because there's no specific rule that says if you scam people money, you should not be in the tournament. There is clear terms that if you break the rule of the law, right, of the land, law of the land, you cannot join a tournament. Which I don't know if this is law breaking, because it's only $75. At best, I think it's a misdemeanor, right? I think like there's some petty crime, whatever, in every single state. It's for sure not right, but it's not something that they go to jail for, right? It's just because it's too little money. It might be a lot of money to a lot of people in any other regions, but in the States, like in United States, in a lot of regions, I think in California, there might be like a $1,400 threshold. That's why there's so much robbery. People go to the store, they just rob shit. Like as long as $1,400 under, they don't go to jail for it, which is kind of crazy to me. Because in China, if you steal anything, you go to jail, right? You got shamed publicly, which I think is the right thing to do, right? Right thing to do. I think the rule of the land here in the States are too weak, to be honest. If somebody is like breaking the law, especially in those really horrible crimes, like involving the R word, involving whatever, they should get the same treatment in the jail, by some people that they don't like. That's just what I think. Anyways, all right, continue on this conversation. After I realized this person in the tournament, I said, okay, should I tell our teammates about the situation and see what they think about it? Right? Because it's very, very interesting that a scammer is in this tournament. Now, I don't really want, if we really want to go strict about it, we can just use that rule that you're breaking the law, it's a misdemeanor, and I don't let you participate. But that's not who we are. All I wanted to do is warn her that this is a wrong behavior. And if you continue this path, I will let your teammate know who you are. Now, whether they want to keep you in the team or not, that's up to them. You can go ask her, and I will show the conversation. I mean, I won't show the conversation I have with the captain that of hers at the time. But if you know this captain, and the captain watching this video, you can verify whether I force her to kick this player or not. All we did is give them the information, and you decide whether you want to keep this player, right? It just so happened, though, most people do not want to be associated with the scammer. Turns out, so. And I said, I think your teammate would be thrilled to find out about how great and reliable a teammate they have. Her response is, oh my, a Mobile Legend representative throwing threats? I'm with family. I've stayed in constant contact with you. I'm not home. By the way, her English is really not proper. They're missing a lot of words. I don't know what to tell you when I'm home. You will get it. But when are you home though? When are you home? I really don't know. You have not been home apparently for the past 2 weeks. Anyways, I'll just say a week, right? Dox me, and she said I dox her. Throwing insults isn't very professional. When in this conversation have I ever threw her insult? She accused me of throwing her insult, and she also accused me of doxing her. I really don't know if she understands the word what the word doxing means. By the way, guys, you look it up. Okay, this is not doxing. We don't even know who she is. She's online. All we know about this person is no kizzy. Now, obviously, I have her email that links to a profile that we can report to the police about, which probably I will do, right? But other than that, there's no other information that we know about this person. So I don't know what she understand what she thought about the word doxing, but she probably already heard about it from some kind of news. I don't know how she learned about the word. She clearly does not know what doxing means. And throwing insults is just stuff that she made up through her mind, right? Like, there's never insults being thrown. If anything, you go back to like picture 1. All I said was nice highlight. That's pretty encouraging, in my opinion. Like, when Dave says your highlight's pretty good, that means, you know, you're recognized. Your highlight's pretty good, right? So I take that as a compliment. I don't think I threw any insults. I agree to send it back. Guys, let me know in the comment section which sentence did I say was an insult? Or was some stuff like certain people just have this victim mentality, and then when they feel like their truth, their real self is about to be exposed, and they start making stuff up in their mind. Maybe it's a real symptom. Maybe you see a doctor for it. But if she needs money for, you know, if you need to scam $75, I think she won't have the money for a doctor in America. Anyways, she said, I agree to send it back on a certain days. This is true. I had a family member pass away. You're hassling me like a loan shark, acting like I owe thousands. First, there was never hassling. Second, it's not a loan shark, right? As you saw in this video, I barely remember this person owes me money. It's literally like days after the supposed deadline she set for herself that then when I remembered, I will send a reminder, why this payment not sent? That was it. You tell me whether that's hassling or not. Okay, leave a comment down below. Let me know your opinion about this, because if this is hassling, I really don't know what is actually hassling. I think it downplays what a hassling really is. I can show you what a hassling is with a particular MWI player we have in the past, which I blocked for a long period of time. But I think that person has grew a lot since then, which I'm really, really happy about, because I don't really care about who people were in the past, as long as they grow out of it, right? Including me, because I personally have a lot of growth to do, including this scenario, right? I just found it humorous. This is really funny. Anyways, her response is, after the so-called, you know, message I sent, bunch of message here, right? I agree to send it back. You have something like a loan shark, like, oh, thousands. And then she continues, you are a city boy, but you're turning onto a gravel road. Check your GPS. This sounds more like a threat than anything else, guys. My English is not that great. I learned my English living here in the States for the past 16 years now. But certain slangs, I don't really understand. Or certain like terminologies I don't use on a day-to-day basis, I don't really understand. For example, this one. You're a city boy, but you're turning onto a gravel road. Check your GPS. First of all, I came from a very small city. Yes, like I grew up in a city, but it's very, very tiny. It's like a third-tier city in China. Like a city that nobody would know. Not even Chinese people knew about my city when I was a kid. It was so tiny. Okay, but then you're turning onto a gravel road. Check your GPS. This sounds like really like a threat, right? Because it's basically like, you're in my hood now. You live by my rule, right? Like that's what it sounds like to me from the words of it. But I don't know what it means, right? Because my English is very limited in this way. Unless somebody explained it to me. But this literally sounds like if I go to the wrong neighborhood and then they rob me of my money. And I said, can you have it? Can you give it back? And then they say, well, you're a city boy, but turning onto a gravel road, check your GPS. That sounds like the exact sentence some scammer or some robber would say when you went to the wrong neighborhood. No? Like that's basically what it sounds like. So I found it extremely humorous. I was like, this person, okay, is it acting like you have any moral ground right now? It's crazy. What a human, you know? She entertained me. I gotta be honest. At this point, she actually entertained me, you know. So I wasn't pleasantly surprised, but I'm like, I was actually laughing at the time because I don't know what to do about this scenario. It's quite interesting. All right, and then her response is, an office worker running a tournament, threatening a player behind the scene, holds any better ground? What ground? What ground? Like, what moral ground do you have? I don't have any ground. I didn't threaten anybody. All I did was asking for money back that you promised and delayed for many different times. How many different times? 4 times? 3? I don't remember. You guys go back and check the video, right? I said, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now, my bad. Police asked me for more money. It was a promise to pay back and never do. Remember, like she almost trying to scam me another $200, which I would agree to, right? Possibly I could. But again, the scamming alert just tingling all over the place, right? Again, it was so funny to me because I don't really want to waste my time on this scumbag, right? I don't know this person. Sorry for calling her a person. I don't know this female what is it called? Female dog. So I'm done, right? And I said, I love getting educated by a scammer about morals. So uplifting. I'm not interested in wasting my time on this. How you like to live your life is up to you, right? Literally, because I don't care. You know, because she's funny in the fact that she owes me money and she tried to educate me on how horrible a person I am. Now, I don't really care if you are a victim mentality, if you want to live your life that way, it's up to you, right? Our road doesn't cross. Just pay me the money back because I don't want to get scammed. All I said is just return the money you owe me by Monday and we'll be on our merry ways. I told you where I was and I would handle it when I returned. You say Monday, go behind my back. Okay, by the way, let me show you some other screenshots. You understand this, right? This is what happened right after this entire conversation. I sent the screenshot to her teammate because I already told her previous days that if you don't, send it back, I would have sent this to her teammate, right? This is May 10th. So May 10th is a Saturday. And it's like, I'm so bored. Well, we're really busy, but I'm so bored and she entertained me. And then I was like, okay, well, this is kind of interesting. And she's educating me now. If she didn't educate me, I wouldn't bother. I would probably forget about it. And until Monday, she'll probably delete it again until next month. Who knows, right? That's probably how the story would go if she didn't educate me. But she did. She educated me. And I thought it was super hilarious. So I sent the screenshot to her captain, to let the captain know what kind of teammate they have. Basically the same screenshot I'm showing now because that's where I'm getting the screenshot. I don't have the screenshot. I don't have the conversation with this person anymore because she deleted it. She blocked me and then deleted the conversation. So I couldn't find it on Discord anymore. Discord has this weird mechanic where somebody block you. I think if I close Discord and open it, that conversation disappears. Like I can't find it anymore. I can't search this person anymore. She's just gone. Like I can't find it. It's very, very, very interesting. I don't know how that works. Okay, anyways, I sent a screenshot to her teammate and her captain contacted her. And this is the conversation between the scammer, No Kizzy. At the time, she probably changed her name. Just remember the face, okay? If you know this person in real life, God bless your soul. Make sure to cut ties, right? Because the last person you want to deal with, you want to have in your life, in your friend circle, is a scammer. Right? Last person. Trust my words. Anyways, her captain contacted her and said, you should pay Dave back. I don't know exactly what she said before that because this is the first screenshot she sent me. And then what does me paying Dave back here have anything to do with MWI? He's literally blackmailing a team to kick a player. I'm not blackmailing a team. I'm simply sending the evidence to your team. Whatever they want to do about you, that's up to them. And if the captain's watching this, the captain can vouch for this, right? I would never. Right? There are people who have done a lot worse to me. They're still playing in MWI, in NACT in the past. Just do mind you. I'm probably the most forgiving person. I think it's largely due to the fact, not to say that I'm such a great person, I just have a shitty memory. I forget about things because I can't remember really bad memories. My memory is largely associated with good experiences. If there's good experience, it tends to go deep in my mind. But for stuff that's really cringe, it just slips. That's why I'm just making this video because I forgot about it. I was supposed to make this video 2 weeks ago when it happened, but I forgot about it. And I just had a road trip. And then Cece reminded me, I was like, yo, didn't you want to make a video about it? Or we had this conversation. Maybe she didn't even remind me. I don't remember details. Oh yeah, I should, and I remembered it. So now we're making a video about this. Anyways, her captain responded very professionally, by the way. MWI is professional women's team debut. Your personal problems can reflect on the whole team. Even NACT has these rules too. Also, he's the host and provided all the proof, which I did. All I did was send the screenshot to the captain. Competitive scenes are very strict. It is very strict, because you do represent the brand. Imagine a Moontown want to promote. Imagine this team wins, and this person is on the team, going to Worlds, getting interviewed. How awesome a story she has, all that, right? Imagine that. I can't. If you're a scammer, you never wins. Just look at NACT, right? So her response is, "Ain't no proof I stayed in constant contact. The little snake chink dog alerted photos. You can easily," I think what she tried to type is altered photos. Basically trying to say like I alter photos, like I photoshopped or whatnot. I mean, this takes me too long, right? Just to block the identity of somebody. Luckily we have a tool to do that. Like this really, really easy with this current software. But I really don't have the time, bro. Like you think this person really think it takes a lot of time in my head? No, it doesn't. The only reason this is in my head now is because I want to make a video out of it. I was like, let me make a video. And I was like, yo, there you go. Now that's why we are remembering this. But after this video, it's pretty much gone from my head again. Anyways, and no proof. I provided plenty of proof, right? The same screenshot that you just saw. And then she threw a little bit racist slur in there to show you how ghetto she is. Look at me, how boss I am, right? Oh, snake chink dog. Yo, throwing insults. She said I threw insults at her. Yes, nice. I definitely threw a lot of insults, you know. I think my insults, I think my insults are a lot worse than what she's using here, to be honest. Alerted photo, you can easily blah, blah, blah. All right. All the captain said, we don't want to get involved with all of it. Basically, she don't want to get involved with anyone who is a scammer. Nothing wrong with that. Common sense, right? And the captain asked, did you pay him back? That's a simple question. All those are, she said, because all those are fake, right? Fake photos, ain't no proof. So captain simply asked, okay, did you pay him back? She didn't respond. Classic scammer move. I'm not home to pay him back, she says. This home is very, very important. This is super home. Super home. It's like a Minecraft base. You have one bed in that base, and you have to go sleep in that bed. The bed is in the nether. I hope that bed is in the nether for her. Okay, anyways. Captain says he helped you and gave you lots of time, which we did. 2 weeks. Remember 27th, so we won't loan the money. And I actually gave her more money on the 2nd when she asked for it because she said she didn't get her check and she needs more money for the weekend. On Monday, didn't get paid. Tuesday, didn't get paid. Wednesday, didn't get paid. Friday, didn't get paid. Next week, on 10th, didn't get paid. And she started accusing me of throwing insults and doxing. Anyways, lots of time? Ah, she started laughing, right? This is so funny. What do you mean by a lot of time? What is a lot of time? I don't know. Maybe this is a different culture, but when you are behind on schedule for a week, that's a lot of time, okay? When you're behind a schedule on a day, you know, in my world, when I deal with a client, when you're behind on a day, you get yelled at, you get your contract canceled potentially, you get your reputation ruined. For a certain client I work with, they also evaluate the vendor's performance by their words. Basically, if you tell the client you're gonna deliver a photo, a video by a certain time, and you don't deliver, that's a minus points. And for certain vendors who are lower than certain like points by the end of the year, their company get crossed out from the vendor list. It's crazy. Yeah, words are important because your words is your virtue. You know, you better follow up your words. Lots of time. Yes, it's lots of time. And you even asked for another $200 for some tire problem, which got taken care of. Again, I don't think this exists. I think she just want to scam $200 extra dollars, right? This is a completely made up story. Obviously, I don't have any way to verify that, but based on everything else she did, she has zero credibility on saying any of this is real. Oh, where's the picture of the tire broken? Oh no. Maybe time to Google it or AI it. Make sure to put yourself in there so it looks real. Anyways, her response, when she sent in the real proof, when does no kizzy scammer realize the captain got actual proof of what she did? Instead of responding like a normal human, professionally, say, okay, it's my fault, I will pay him back. Her response is, bunch of backstabbing, DM, doxing, no loyalty, bomb trash. This is so, bro. This is so interesting. It's like watching a hood conversation. Like if somebody's trying to have a conversation with somebody, and then the other person is from the hood, and then like they try to talk to you like they're all cool and shit. And by the way, I have quite a bit of friends who grew up, live in the hood, especially in ML. Like there are quite a bit of friends I knew from the past who were. Some of them were in my team. I don't know how many people watched me in the past, but Team Assassination Esports, there's a player in my team that were from the hood. You know, shout out to Jaden. He's like, by the way, one of the best looking kid I know. And he said ML saved his life in a way because he keep him away from trouble. I think that's lives in Chicago. I think that's such a sad situation about the States. Well, a lot of crazy things about our society, to be honest. You know, people say like US is such a great country. I think US right now compared to China, if you've been living in China or you go to China to major cities, US is literally like a big freaking village at this point. It's a laughing stock in to a lot of people I knew in China. It really is. Like for the people who never been to US, they still aspire to come to the States. But for the people who are here, who lived for a while, like me, they compare the two countries. They have the similar opinions as me. Imagine like in China, for example, you could go all night. It's a community. You can literally go out, have a fun time, and not worrying about getting robbed. In the States, in Austin, for example, I can't even go downtown at night. It's so dangerous. There's people who are on drugs walking on the side of the street with a lot of other people who are drunk. I don't know how that's safe. It's an extremely dangerous situation, right? And the entire street smells like shit and poop because there's piss everywhere. I don't know how this is allowed in a developed country. I really don't. Maybe developed country, another word is just a shitty country. I don't know. All right, I love the States. That's why I came here. And I'm a proud citizen. But then when I see the scenario, it really breaks my heart what's happening to this country, right? Like, and how this is allowed. But that's a different topic for a different time. Anyways, she started talking hood. I don't know if this is a hood language, by the way. It sounds like hood. I just don't understand it, you know, because it's just a bunch of insults. It doesn't really do anything or mean anything. And all the captain said is just pay it back on time is the whole thing. Just pay it back. That's it. Simple. Her response is, hope you get knocked first round. I will see you next season, biatch. By the way, this is a family-friendly video, right? This is a family-friendly channel. I will try to not cuss. We'll try to cuss as little as we can. Because we're normal human. Normal adults cuss. It's just like on a normal amount, right? And then we try to keep it family friendly as much as we can. So she started accusing her team, and right, like saying throwing bunch of quote unquote insults verbatim through her own words to her own team, and then said, "You act like BFF and backstab each other. You know why I haven't paid him back? Because I was at a funeral out of state. I didn't drive here. Okay, I thought you did, and your car broke down." So how freaking dare a middle-aged man to blackmailing a team to kick somebody, to haste me to dox person over chump change? First of all, I mean, like, if it's chump change, you should just return it, right? It's no big deal. Return it. I just don't like being scammed, you know? And then I think $75 is a lot of money. It can make a real difference in a lot of people's lives, especially for those who live in, you know, anywhere now in the States. States is highly inflationary right now. It's crazy. To buy a freaking pho, like a bowl of pho, costs like $15, like a bowl of noodles, Vietnamese noodles, right? So it's crazy, you know. In LA, I bought a noodle for like $30. I don't even know how that's a noodle made out of panda. I wasn't sure, right? It was crazy. How freaking dare middle-aged men? Thank you. You know, I actually aspire to be a little bit older. I want to look a little bit more mature. I think for a long time I look too young, and then it's not good, right? So I appreciate that. So take your MWI and firmly shove it up your ass, biatch. I will be back next season. I will get through any means necessary just to eliminate you specifically. Fingers crossed. I mean, this is actually shout out to her for hoping there's a next season. We're all hoping there's a next season. There's a lot of uncertainty right now with the geopolitical tension, you know, between the countries. So who knows what's going to go on next season? As you know, NACT this season is quite different from before. MWI, same. And we really hope there's a next season. To my heart, I hope it happens, you know? I carry you fucking team with numerous MVP jungles, regardless of wins or losses. Stars don't reflect skills, just means you're a grinder or a booster. I don't know what this means, okay? What a genius. What a caster. What a... Anyways, I'm gonna take my boosting evidence, the threats from Dave, the doxing, rule-bending favoritism, so I hope this middle-aged lisp, one-trick chink ass gets fired. Oh, all right. It's kind of spicy, to be honest, you know? I wouldn't dare to throw insults like that, you know, but sure. She's certainly on a different level. And this is where it was so funny, right? This is where I sent the mess. This is how she responded, because like this is where that photo makes sense. Let me find a photo. Okay. After she get exposed by her teammate, right? By her captain to her, she came to me and said, I told you where I was and would handle it when I returned. You say Monday and go behind my back to my squad leader and show screenshots for what? Average shrimp dick mentality. But I'll tell you. Tell you what, since you think you're so smart and professional, I don't think I'm smart and professional. I just find this whole thing humorous, you know? We are very professional when it comes to work. But this is very, very humorous to me. It's very funny, especially with the words that she used. I was like, you know, you gotta be, like, how do you come up with words like that? You know, I couldn't even make those words, put those words together because it doesn't go straight. It doesn't like go very well. But you know, this is next level language right here. Average shrimp dick mentality. Damn. Anyways, you say Monday, you go behind my back. You know what's interesting? Because like she said Monday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow. How many different times? And when was the last time she went through on her action? See, I don't like to delay. I like to act on it. So here's the act, right? But when there's something that's really humorous, it's crazy that someone who like to share, like Dave, would hold it in all by myself. I want to share with the community. The community only deserve to know. They deserve the best. And this is next level entertainment. I think I'm gonna pass on this opportunity to share with your team? No way. Your community deserve to know. By the way, the only people I send it to are her teammates. And another person, because I try to ask, apparently there's one more friend of hers. Well, I wouldn't say friend, acquaintance, right? They know each other, which I wouldn't release name here, but you know, I'm pretty sure she's watching this video and she probably know who I'm talking about. They happen to knew her, and then they don't know who she is. They were trying to find out who she is as well, because apparently she sounds scammy to a lot of people. Which is kind of interesting because I didn't know. Like apparently, scammy person just give the scammy vibe. I just happened to not realize that. Like the captain also told me they happen to want to remove this person, right? Which is also interesting. Oh, of course, the person we want to remove. I don't know what happened between this person and the captain and the team, but apparently I was the only person who got scammed, and luckily no one else got hurt that I know of, right? Probably there are other people. I don't believe I'm the only person who got scammed, right? I don't believe that at all. Okay. She then said, I have legitimate evidence of you threatening my team and I. Great. Doxing, allowing star boosting for favoritism teams, and rule bending, extending dates for specific people. You know what you need to do? You need to take this to the court and then sue me. That's what you need to do, you know? Also, you need to hire a good lawyer, because I certainly have one, and I think we should have a debate about that situation. Next paragraph is, I think for this specific scenario, we might get like, you know, some famous lawyer to get involved. Maybe a Johnny Depp situation, who knows? This will be a funny episode, funny content for Mlbb community. I think it's great content worthy. No, actually it's not. It's just a scammer. It's just a worthless scammer. Anyways, last paragraph. I'm going to take my screenshots and not only from me, but from others to the tippity top. I hope they cut ties with your ass and you take your one trick self back to a wall rift. So far, I don't have anyone who cut ties with me. There are only people that I cut ties with, but even then, I didn't really cut ties. I don't like to cut ties with people. That sounds really absolute. It's a little bit extreme, you know? I really don't cut ties with people. Like, and I understand people make mistakes. I understand that people are cringe at a certain period of their life. And there are like many people I knew, many examples in this community. But people eventually grew, just like me, right? I made mistakes when I was younger, and because everyone in this community is new, right? And they eventually grew. People who are older in this community have made more mistakes, right? Like me. So we grew out of it. And I believe if I can change, I should give other people the opportunity to change as well. As long as they change. As long as they change. And then right after that, she said, screenshot that lisp. I really don't know what lisp means, by the way, guys. And my vocabulary is just not that great. It's just not. You know, I wish it's better, but it's not. And then when I said blah, 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 dude, whatever makes you happy, I would appreciate it if you just return the money, right? You owed. Nothing more need to happen. Nothing more. This video doesn't need to happen. But she blocked me. So what can I say, guys? Look, I couldn't send a message because I got blocked. This conversation is gone. Leave a comment down below. What do y'all think? Should I call the police? And just to have this like IRL episode, and somebody else, please, like if you know this person in real life, please go record it. And then I will pay good money for it. If you send it to me, I will pay good money for it. Like I will pay you double the money that I gave her. If you call the police, I will call the police. If you record the police interaction with this person in real life, you know, I gave her like $75. I'll give you $150 if you send me the video of this person getting real life interaction with the police. I want to see how that goes. That will be the second episode in this channel. Anyways, guys, what do y'all think? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. I find this humorous. A person, a scammer, who is as scammy as you can get, right? Try to educate normal people. What a shitty person I am for loaning her, for giving her money. How horrible, how tragic a person that I am for giving her money. I don't know. I think it is pretty tragic. You know, I learned my lesson. No more ever. You know, just double down my belief that I should never loan anybody money or deal with people in, you know, with money in terms of like loaning, borrowing, whatever. Don't do it yourself either, guys. Let me know. Leave a comment down below what you think about the situation. With that, assassindave signing off, and I'll see you guys all next time, if there is a next time.